What's going on, Minties? The Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, and today I'm going to do an overview of the Marvel Universe by Rob Liefeld Omnibus, so please stay tuned. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the book. Here's the front and the spine. It's got Wolvie down there, all torn to shreds, and then the contents of the book, like each of the covers that are in here, the contents, and the retail price. The retail price of this is $100. Now let's take a look at the book without the dust jacket. So it looks to be like variant cover. Well, that's from Marvel Comics Presents, but these all look like collections from recent variant covers that he's done for Marvel. Now let's crack it open, okay? So let's look at Marvel Universe by Rob Liefeld. Here's all the credits, including all the writers up at the top, the pencilers, because this isn't just Rob Liefeld pencils and inks, it's also his storytelling, the colorist, and then the collection edition editors. So we're kicking it off with XFactor 40. Probably one of the silliest comics, but I love it. I love this stage of XFactor. This is when Louise Simonson was writing it. And we have Nanny and the Orphan Maker here, and they're fighting the original 5 X-Men that are now XFactor. And of course, this is after the events of Inferno. So besides this, though, what else does this book collect? Well, it collects a lot of his early work for Marvel. So not only does it collect XFactor 40, it also collects Uncanny X-Men 245, which is the Men issue. I love this. This is like a take on, this is Chris Claremont writing it. And it's kind of like a goofy take on the DC crossover event Invasion. So even the aliens look similar. There's all these little... There's E.T., Boba Fett. Hawkman even makes an appearance in the background here. Some DC characters that, he managed to squeeze in there. But anyway, that's Uncanny X-Men 245. Also in the aftermath of Inferno. We have What If, number 7. Captain America, that's the 1996 series from the Heroes Reborn 1 through 6, and Avengers from Heroes Reborn 1 through 7. Wolverine 154 through 157. Onslaught Reborn, that's the miniseries that was the return of Onslaught. Issues 1 through 5. And material from Amazing Spider-Man Annual 23. Marvel Comics Presents 51 through 53, 85 through 86, 99, and Heroes Reborn half. So that's pretty much what you get in this book. Now the Onslaught Reborn series has been already collected in an oversized format in this, but it's also collected in here. And we'll talk a little bit about that, and here's some more of the Marvel Comics Presents. So you can tell it's early work from Liefeld. Matter of fact, I think, this is Jay Lee and Rob Liefeld. That's actually a good Beast story, too. I remember I had all the Marvel Comics premiere books. Always loved that Sam Keith cover. I know it's not a Sam Keith episode, but it's after the John Byrne issue 133 of Uncanny X-Men. And here's Rob Liefeld. Actually, this is a plot by Rob Liefeld, if I'm not mistaken. And then we move on to the Heroes Reborn era. So, as you could probably tell when I was talking about what's collected in here, this is not Rob Liefeld. This is Dan Fraga, by the way. Rob Liefeld is just co-plotting it with Jeff Loeb. What's missing from here, as I was saying, is his New Mutants stuff. As a matter of fact, when this first got announced, I was like, for sure they're going to put in the New Mutants, and that's what's going to lead up to X-Force. They're going to give us all those Cable and New Mutants issues all the way from 86 until, well, he also did the cover of 85, but until issue 90, I think 97, because 98 is collected in the Omnibus. But no, it's not in here. So there might be a volume 2 of Rob Liefeld Marvel Universe, or they could just give us a New Mutants Omnibus. That would be nice, either starting with volume 1 or the end of the run. But this is the first time, I did want to talk a little bit about this. This is the first time that him and Jeff Loeb worked together. Now, Jeff Loeb came from television, of course. He's the gentleman that wrote Teen Wolf and Commando. He went on to do this, and then he went on to do Awesome Comics. So they've always had a partnership. But it all started here with Captain America and then Avengers, too, because there is an issue of Avengers in here, or 7 issues of the first Avengers. Now, all of this has been collected in the Heroes Reborn Omnibus, so keep that in mind. All the issues of Avengers, all the issues of Captain America. let's move a little bit forward. And not all of it, like I said, is drawn by Rob Liefeld. Some of it is drawn by Ian Churchill. I actually like this issue because Jeff Loeb went on to write Cable later on for Marvel. But this is the Cable issue where he makes an appearance. And let's see. I think it was a crossover event. Okay, and then here's the Wolverine issues. This is where apparently Major X made a little cameo, but I think he was just a character in the background or one of the backup stories. It was collected in one of those, in the Major X trade paperback. Here's Wolverine, but then again, this is written by Rob Liefeld, but it's now drawn by Ian Churchill, who I know a lot of people really like, but to me, I don't know. And I know people are split with Rob Liefeld, right? There's people that love his art. There's people that hate his art, that make fun of it because of, everything. I've heard everything from just no feet to long torsos. But to me, and this is going to sound blasphemous, I know, because I know how some people feel about different artists. Of course, there's no consistency sometimes in his artwork. We go from Franklin changing his hair to here. I get it. But to me, I always thought his art was just as good as Michael Turner or Jeffrey Scott Campbell. Just over-exaggerated bodies. And yes, look, there's plenty of feet. I think it's just become a joke on the internet. But yeah, I never saw the differences in the art. Or I never understood the preference over one artist, why people that enjoyed Michael Turner and Jeffrey Scott Campbell didn't like Rob Liefeld's art. But whatever. It's all subjective. There's this Wolverine Hawkeye character. And this is all the Onslaught Reborn stuff. This is when Jeff Loeb came back to write this comic book for Marvel. And I think it was an anniversary thing, celebration. And then Rob Liefeld was the artist attached to the project. Now, let's look at the back here and look at the extras. Okay, so we have some pictures from the official handbook of the Marvel Universe edition. This is all Rob Liefeld artwork. Look at all those feet. I mean, this is old stuff here that he was doing. Probably mimicking a little bit of John Byrne back in the day. Here's another handbook of the Marvel Universe. By the way, I'm going to do an advanced view of that book. Thanks to Marvel, they sent me an advanced copy. So look for that video to drop sometime next week. Yeah, I remember these. Each one of the Wolverine issues, I think like issues 1 through 10 at least, had a gallery picture in the back of the cover. So you had the front cover and then the back cover. Instead of an ad, there was a back picture by like McFarlane. And yes, Rob Liefeld. Here is him inking adjectiveless Spider-Man for McFarlane. Oh, there it is. It's explained here. Issue number 10. This is when McFarlane was running behind on schedule. Here are some thumbnail pictures for this issue. Here's the cover to Marvel Comics Presents number 70. Okay, so this is uninked drawings here. The interview with him and Jim Lee when they were coming back to Marvel and rented the characters out for a year. Let's see here. This is promotional artwork here for the new era. I don't need to talk about that picture because you already know if you've been on the internet. I don't remember that one right there. Feet. You wanted feet? There you go. And what are these? These are 96 Heroes Reborn trading cards. Interesting. Here's some character designs. I do miss her. I know that she was part of the, the Young Alliance maybe, when she came over to the 616 universe. She was the new Bucky in the Captain America run by Jeff Loeb and Rob Liefeld, but I don't think much has been done with her. Oh, this is really cool. So they're also keeping the variants. There's the Michael Turner variant, the Joe Mad variant, the Ed McGuinness variant. These are for the Onslaught Reborn. Simone Bianchi, I think it's how one of my viewers told me to pronounce it, and Jeffrey Scott Campbell. See what I mean? I don't get the difference, but whatever. Onslaught Reborn. Okay, I think this is from Jeff Loeb, like talking about this, and Rob Liefeld both talk about Sam, which is Jeff Loeb's son, who sadly passed away at a really young age. Let's see. Unused Onslaught Reborn covers. This is the hardcover trade paper, or the trade paperback and hardcover. This one here, and then some sketches. And, oh yeah, Marvel Comics presents Cyclops, Wolverine Saga. These were reprints of issues. He did the covers to XFactors and some covers to Marvel Comics Presents. Because at one time, I mean, he was a big deal. So I think this is inked by Rob Liefeld, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so Jim Valentino drew it and inked by Rob Liefeld. I remember that Moon Knight. Here's the cover to Marvel Comics Presents number 70. And then, of course, whenever they make trade paperbacks or essentials of these, they recolor them with newer colors. Onslaught Unleashed, Young Allies. Okay, so I was right. She was part of the Young Allies. And then in the back here, it's pretty interesting. This is his newer stuff that he's been doing for Marvel. These are his variant covers that he's been doing for like Weapon. Oh, I tell you right here: Weapon X, Mighty Thor, the Venom, X-Men Red #1, Uncanny X-Men. Heck, that just came out late last year. And another Venom. And this one is for Wolverine Exit Wounds. And that is that. And that was the contents of the book. Let me know in the comments down below if you picked it up, if you were on the fence, if you're a Rob Liefeld fan, or if you're not a Rob Liefeld fan. I myself, I enjoy his artwork, and I never saw the problem with it, but I get it. You know, it's all subjective. Different art for different people. But regardless, I'd like to know if you ended up getting it, or if you're passing up on it, or if you want a Volume 2 containing all the New Mutants stuff, or you just want a New Mutants Omnibus. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, and hit the notifications button to let you know when our videos are going up. Join us every Tuesday for Old Reader, New Reader, where I go back and read something again, and my co-host, Wonder Maddie, reads it for the first time, and then we both review it and talk about it. So, again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.